Well, hello and welcome back. We are actually in phase 3. Thank you for staying with me. I hope you have enjoyed what you have learned so far. And now we are getting to one of my favorite phases. This is actually the mission statement phase. Going to have a lot of fun here, at least I think it is. I hope you have as much fun with this as I did and as I do. Now, I do want you to, I want to remind you of something, blah, blah, blah. I said in phase 2, if you have big dreams, you have to have a big plan. So the question is, do you plan to fail or do you fail to plan? So most people probably don't purposely plan to fail, but if you fail to plan, then you kind of get what's going to happen if you don't plan properly, right? So kind of goes along with that. Now, some people will suggest the first thing to do is to write out a plan. And I totally agree with that if we're talking about business plan for a church, or if you're trying to start your own business, things of that nature, and you got to get the whole thing together, articles of incorporation, and all of that. I totally agree with that if you're talking about that type of business. But for your life, your goals, and your identity, your mission statement has got to come first. You got to have a mission statement first. Now, a mission statement, what it is that it's used to explain its purposes for being. It is usually one sentence or a short paragraph, and it normally would just explain a company or individuals' culture, values, and ethics. So if businesses have these, and it's important for them to have a mission statement defining their culture, values, and ethics, then why shouldn't we have one for our life? I think it's equally as important that we should have one. So we need to have our mission statement that will do the same thing. It will define our purpose, in our culture and our values, and it'll help us to stay on track. Now, here's a few things that a mission statement can possibly do. Very useful. Mission statements define boundaries for your purpose. Now, it will help you stay focused on your goal. Now, mission statements can be general or detailed, but it should cover who you are pretty much as a whole. And mission statements can also help you balance relationships with people, help you balance making decisions, because remember, the goal is to stay on track. Mission statements also help to avoid distractions, once again, and people who are not part of your goal. Everybody doesn't need to be involved in your life. Make sure you remember that. Now, here's something interesting that you may or may not know or understand. Even Jesus had a mission statement, and that's found in Luke 4:18 through 19, previously stated in Isaiah 61:1 from the Old Testament. And this is what it says. "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, and to set at liberty them that are bruised, to preach the acceptable year of the Lord." That's his mission statement. Now, his purpose and calling, if you want to look at it this way like I do, was also stated in 1 John 3:8. And the second half of that, what it says is, of 1 John 3:8, "The Son of God appeared for this purpose, to destroy the works of the devil." So once again, if Jesus himself had a mission statement, and we are to mimic him, model our life after him, then we should definitely have a mission statement. It's only as important as what he did, right? He has one, we should have one. Now, let's talk about vision. Vision, something different from mission. Proverbs 29:18, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." Which most of us already understand that. We already know that. But here's the thing, your mission statement and your vision are going to work together. What do? They both provide structure, they both provide direction, and they both provide boundaries to do what? Help keep you on track. One of the most important things. Now, earlier in the program, I said you don't have to stay where you are. You can have something different. You can be something different. You can totally do something different and set yourself on a different path than the path that you're on right now. But you have to remember that it's up to you to do it. Nobody else can do it for you. It's up to you. Now, Matthew 19:26 says, But Jesus looked at them and said, with men, this is impossible, but all things are possible with God. So I want you to take these scriptures and I want you to memorize them, or at least write them down so that you can reflect on them when things get tough and you need that extra encouragement. So essentially, don't just let life happen to you when you have what it takes to change it. My two favorite words, I told you, be deliberate and intentional, and you can reach your goal. Now, here we're going to look at some examples of other people's personal mission statements. And some of these people, as you look on your screen, you may know who they are, who some of them are. Some of them you may not. But there is still something that's very important that I want to point out to you, and I want you to really understand. Each one of these, while you're reading them, and while you're going through and you're looking at them, kind of reading through them, see who they are, see what their personal mission statement is, there is a silver lining. And the silver lining is this. This is who they are. This is their character, which transcends into what they do. Just like Jesus's mission statement. It was based on his character, and it was based on his purpose. And so should yours. And if you are in the process of working on your character, trying to be in this place of change where you're trying to do something different, be something different, put yourself in a different direction, then your mission statement should define the person that you want to be. But you must become your mission statement, not just words that sound good. Anybody can take words and make it sound real nice, but you've got to become your mission statement. Now, each one of these people embody their mission statement. And if you know who they are just from television or movies or business or whatever you know about this person, you can see that their mission statement lines up with their character, identity, and purpose. So, your mission statement and goals are a reflection of who you are and your direction. Say that again. Your mission statement and goals are a reflection of who you are and your direction. Now, to help you to come up with your own mission statement, try to think of writing your resume objectives, right? When you're applying for a job. What do? You list your skills, you list your education, your talent, your abilities. You're listing all of this stuff basically to market yourself for the position. Basically, going back to the earlier phase, basically you're listing out your human capital for the job. That's what you're doing in your objectives part when you're filling out that application or writing down your resume. But in this case, we're not talking about what you do, but who you are. Now, once again, identity comes into play in determining your mission statement. So it's very important that you know who you are or in the process of discovering who you are so that you can write this mission statement down and have it be effective in your life. So here's my mission statement. I am a person of influence to uplift, encourage, strengthen, and promote positive change in the people I come in contact with. Now, that's my personal mission statement. Now, how did I get there? I'll tell you something. It took me a little while. It wasn't easy. It wasn't just like, oh, I can just do this real quick. It did not happen that way at all. I really had to sit down and figure out who I was, what was important to me, what I have a passion for. And I'm not talking about just the surface stuff. I had to search deep within my heart, looking over my life, looking for that silver lining. What things stood out the most about who I am, what my character is, and also what am I really good at? So when you're thinking about those things and try to answer these questions, these may help you as they did help me. Who am I? Talking about identity. Why am I here? Talking about purpose. What can I do? Referring to potential. And where am I going? Talking about destiny. Okay. Take your time creating your mission statement. It may take a few times until you settle on something solid. Like I said, mine wasn't quick. It didn't take me 5 to 10 minutes. It actually took me a couple of weeks, right? So when you get settled on something, review it, make sure it lines up with who you are or who you are becoming. Don't be in such a hurry. Take some time to get this done. And I'm telling you, it'll make a world of difference for you. All right, so believe it or not, that was fast. We are at the end of phase 3. Up next is phase 4 with personal growth. If you have trouble making your mission statement, maybe you can ask some people who know you. That can kind of help you pull out some of the things that maybe you don't see about yourself, some character things. Only good people that you trust, because you just can't go asking everybody everything. You may not get the good stuff that you really need to get. But once again, I'll say this again, and I'm saying it this many times on purpose. Don't be in such a hurry. Take some time. Make sure that it embodies who you are or who you are becoming. And you want it to be something that's meaningful, and you want it to encompass who you are as a person and the direction that you're going in. We will talk about this a little bit later on. I do have another video that you can click on and watch, and it's going to be very helpful to you as well. So once again, that wraps up phase 3. Get ready for phase 4, talking about personal growth. All right, see you in a minute.